Hi, it's Walter Burns from Keller Williams City Life Realty and livingonthehudson.com for this week's Living on the Hudson weekly recap, where I discuss news and events and the real estate market in the Hudson County area over the past week. Just jumping right in to the stats. Link down below on YouTube, you'll have the market snapshot for over the past week in the Hudson County waterfront area. So these are all the communities that I'm covering here in this video. And you can see inventory levels for available properties, what they were this week, what they were last week, as far as the absorption rates, the pace at which each market is selling. And you can see how many properties were under contract in the past 30 days, and then year to date, how many have sold. That's linked down below here on YouTube. I update it every week, and you can download the PDF. Looking through some of the news articles I came across, it looks like they are planning, I saw this in Jersey Digs, for a 117-unit development at 1417 Adams Street. And 1417 Adams Street in Hoboken is in the northwest corner of Hoboken here, right back here. I believe it is this lot here on Adams, between Adams and Grand, between 15th and 14th. And there's a lot of future development is in this area right here. This 15th Street area is where a lot of future development in Hoboken is going to take place. So it looks like 117 units are proposed to come into this neighborhood over here. I don't know if it's condos or rentals yet, but it looks like it's a mixed-use development, and I'll link that down below. Also, it looks like the former municipal garage area on Observer Highway in Hoboken, it looks like they just broke ground, 345 units. It's going to be an Irby project, which those are like smaller units, micro units. There's an Irby building in Jersey City, in downtown Jersey City right now. I think there's also one in Harrison or out near Newark. So you have an Irby development coming in, and that project is on the south end of Hoboken, which is down here in this area. So this is on Observer between Park and Willow. They recently knocked down this garage here. So right now this is all cleared. Up until like right here. These buildings still exist. So you're going to have this development. Looks like they broke ground officially on this, which is they're calling an Irby development. And I'll link this down below here on YouTube. And you can check out that article as well as the market snapshot. Over the past week in the Hudson County Multiple Listing Service, there have been 89 properties that have gone under contract, meaning they have offers accepted on them. Last week it was 94, so we're down a little bit. These properties had an average list price of $762,000 and a median list price of $650,000. Last week it was higher, $886 was the average, and $697,000 was the median. So list prices for the properties that went under contract was lower over the past week. These properties had an average days in the market of 36 days, and the median days in the market was 25. Last week, it was 39 for the average and 22 for the median, so about the same. Scanning through the list, a couple places that stood out to me. In Hoboken, actually nothing in large-scale buildings in Hoboken in the past week. Up in Guttenberg at Galaxy Towers, here you had 7004 Boulevard East, Unit 35B, 3-bed, 2.5 bath. List price was $469,000. This was a 1,550 square foot unit at Galaxy, on the market 135 days. And Guttenberg is an area where the inventory is higher right now, so properties tend to be staying on the market longer. I've discussed Galaxy in the past. The Galaxy was built between 1976 and 1980. It's made up of 3 towers on 70th Street and Boulevard East. So you have 7000, 7002, and 7004 Boulevard East. It looks like this unit has been renovated. I don't have any additional pictures, but it looks like the kitchen and flooring has been updated. And this has gone under contract, 135 days in the market at the Galaxy. And there was also another unit here at the Galaxy Unit 44B in Tower 3, 7004 Boulevard East. List price was $1,100,000, on the market 177 days. It is a penthouse level unit, 3-bed, 2.5 bath, 2,100 square feet. So it looks like this unit has been updated as well, and it has outdoor space. Not many units in the community, in the complex, have terraces or balconies, and this is one of them that does. And from the Galaxy Towers perspective, this is like more of the high-end property. Usually anything close to $1 million is near the higher end. And you could buy in that community in like the mid twos all the way up to the sevens, eights, and up to $1 million. So this has a northeast view of New York, looking up the Hudson River towards the George Washington Bridge. Galaxy Towers Concierge Building. They have a indoor and outdoor pool, large fitness center area, and it does have rental parking available on site. And so this has gone under contract to the Galaxy, listed for $1,100,000. In downtown Jersey City, over at Dixon Mills, 357 Varick Street, Unit 323B, a 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,156 square foot unit, on the market 65 days. This listed for $560,000, under contract in about 2 months. Also came with parking for 1 car. Dixon Mills, the former Dixon Pencil Factory, made up of about 4 different buildings. Each unit's different. There's no really 2 layouts that are the same because it was a former factory. Originally converted into apartments in the 1980s. Then it converted into condominiums in the mid-2000s, like 2005, 2006 timeframe. Concierge building, they have an amenity building which has indoor basketball court, large fitness center, yoga room, business center area. And it's located in the western part of downtown Jersey City, it's on Columbus Boulevard, right before you exit on the New Jersey Turnpike extension. Route 78 overpass is not far. So to get out of town is pretty quick. They also have these common area patio and courtyard barbecue areas. And here's the lounge area and the fitness center. And finally, the basketball court. So that's under contract at Dixon Mills. List price $560,000, on the market about 2 months. Also downtown Jersey City at 77 Hudson Street, you have 77 Hudson 3603. List price was $1,995,000, so just under $2 million. On the market 68 days. This is a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,510 square foot unit. I don't have interior photos. This was, I believe, a Stingray unit, so it faced New York City, east-facing unit towards Midtown, towards Lower Manhattan. 77 Hudson was built in around 2006, 2007 by K. Avnanian. So it's a concierge building, 24-hour concierge. They have an outdoor pool, large fitness center, residence lounge area. So that was on the market just over 2 months at 77 Hudson Street. List price was $1,995,000. Over at next door to 77 Hudson, you have 99 Hudson Street. This is a newer construction building built about 5 years ago. The tallest residential building in downtown Jersey City. You have a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, 775 square foot unit, on the market 84 days. List price was $848,000. 99 Hudson. So here's 77 Hudson, which we just discussed, and here's 99 Hudson Street, located close to Exchange Place Path Station and the ferry to New York. And these are renderings of, this is a new unit from the developer, but this is on the western side of the building. So you do have views of the city, but they are limited from this layout. But you do have more of your western facing into Jersey City kind of view, sunset views. The way the building is built, most of the 2 bedrooms are really on the east side of the building, and then the 1 bedrooms are either on the northwest side or the southwest side. But the way the building is shaped, it's like a boomerang. You do have it kind of wings out, so those back wings do have views of New York City. And you can see here, this unit's looking towards Grove Street Path area. This concierge building, large level of amenities, outdoor pool, fitness center, residence lounge area, game room, dog run area, virtual golf, on-site parking. Not all units come with parking, but there's also rental parking nearby. And that's under contract at 99 Hudson Street. List price was $848,000. Moving a little further north into West New York. Over at the Hudson Club, you have 24 Avid Port Imperial, unit 416. This is a 2-bed, 2-bath duplex, 1,121 square foot unit. List price was $780,000, on the market 69 days. Over at the Hudson Club, also came with parking for one car. Hudson Club made up of 2 separate buildings, 24 Ave at Port Imperial and 26 Avenue at Port Imperial. It is a concierge building. They have an outdoor pool. They have a separate amenity building, which has an indoor basketball court, a business center, residence lounge, game room area, children's play area. So it's an amenity-driven building, not far from Port Imperial Ferry Terminal. The bus to New York is across the street, and you're also not far from the light rail, which is by the ferry terminal. In this section of West New York, it's all encompassing. So you have restaurants nearby, you have a supermarket right across the street, Starbucks, cafes. So you don't have to go far to go shopping. Also, you're not far from River Road. So if you wanted to drive into New York, you're not that far from Lincoln Tunnel, or you can go further north to go to the George Washington Bridge. And this unit faced north, and you had a small sliver view of New York City. And the 4th floor units in the Hudson Club are all duplexes. So you have a 2-level unit here on the 4th floor. And all these buildings I'm discussing will be linked down below from my website, livingonthehudson.com. So you can check all the buildings here on YouTube. You can see what else is available for sale or units that have recently sold. But this has gone under contract. List price $780,000, on the market a little over 2 months. Also, in Jacobs Ferry, 256 Half Moon Court. This was a 2-bed, 2-bath duplex, on the market 45 days. List price was $835,000. This is a 1,228 square foot unit. This is like your entry level size unit in Bulls Ferry and Jacobs Ferry. Also has parking for 2 cars, 1 car inside garage and 1 car outdoor. So this is a split level unit, meaning when you come in the living room, you can either go upstairs to the dining room, kitchen, and bedrooms, or downstairs to the den and to the garage. So when you come in, downstairs is a den area and the garage, upstairs, kitchen, and 2 bedrooms back here. Very popular layout in the community. Bulls Ferry and Jacobs Ferry, built in West New York and Guttenberg. This is on the West New York side. You have 2 outdoor pools, children's play area. The ferry to New York, the shuttle to the ferry passes through the complex. So it runs with the ferry schedule, so you can pick that up. And this was developed by K. Avnanian starting in the early 90s and ending around 2000. So that's gone under contract at Jacobs Ferry. List price $835,000, on the market 45 days. A couple units that sold over in Hoboken. 1125 Maxwell Lane, unit 1122. This is a 3-bed, 3-bath, 1,749 square foot unit. This is in the 2nd phase of Maxwell Place, 1125 Maxwell Lane, built around 2008. This listed for $2,295,000. It sold $5,000 over asking for $2,300,000, on the market 8 days. Also came with parking for 1 car. And this looks like a renovated unit. This is not an original condition unit. So it looks like an owner has done new flooring and an updated kitchen in here. Maxwell Place is a concierge building built by Toll Brothers. It's made up of 4 separate buildings built between 2004 and 2019. And they are finished now with the community. In 1125 Maxwell, you have an outdoor pool. You have most of the amenities are there. So you have rooftop terrace area, outdoor pool, large fitness center, residence lounge area. You also have a screening room there as well. Shuttle to and from Hoboken Path Station, and you're also not far from the ferry on 14th Street. And this has sold at Maxwell Place for $2,300,000. Over at the Upper Grand, 1100 Adams Street, Unit 501. This is a 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,070 square foot unit. Also came with parking for one car. List price was $1,050,000, and it sold for $1,050,000. 6 days on the market. And the Upper Grand was built starting around 2004. It's 3 separate buildings: 1100 Adams Street, 1200 Grand, and 1300 Grand. It's in that northwest corner of Hoboken. And this is in the 1100 Adams Street building. Elevator building. I believe there's a fitness center on site in this building. And it might have, there's no on-site doorman. I believe it might be virtual doorman or butterfly system where they can remotely unlock doors, let people in for deliveries, things like that. And you're not far from this new park that they built in this neighborhood up here on Grand Street. Light rail is not far either on 9th Street. And this has sold over at the Upper Grand for $1,050,000. I previously spoke about 77 Hudson Street, a 3-bedroom that went under contract. Here's a 1-bedroom that sold. So unit 3111, 3111. This was a 1-bedroom, 1.5 bath, 942 square foot unit. List price was $940,000. On the market 40 days. It sold for $920,000 cash purchase. And this is a western facing unit. It looks west into 70 Green Street, which is the Western Tower, which is an exclusive rental building. When they built 77 Hudson, it was a joint venture partnership. 2 towers. The East Tower was the condominium tower developed by Kovnanian. The Western Tower was the exclusive rental tower, which I believe is owned by Equity Residential. So this is a large one-bedroom western-facing unit. And it does have a view. If you look out the window here, it looks like this is towards Paulus Hook, Liberty State Park area, and towards Grove Street. And this is sold for $920,000 at 77 Hudson Street. Also downtown Jersey City, Waldo Lofts, 159 2nd Street, Unit 805, 2-bed, 2-bath, 942 square feet. List price was $799. On the market 5 days, it sold for $809,000. So it sold over asking. Waldo Lofts, located at 159 2nd Street in the Powerhouse Arts District, not far from Grove Street Path Station. Here, this looks like a north-facing unit. So north towards Newport. This was developed originally by Fields Development out of Hoboken. The building is designed to look like the Powerhouse, which is not far from this building, the old Powerhouse near on Morgan Street. So, which I believe they're going to knock down eventually. But if you see from the outside, I'll get to an exterior picture. It has the look and feel of the old Powerhouse. Actually, they didn't post an exterior photo, but 159 2nd Street. I'll link down below from my website where you can check it out, and you'll see what I'm referring to. On-site fitness center in the building. It's an elevator building, and they also have virtual doorman. And that's sold over at Waldo Lofts for $809,000, 2-bed, 2-bath, on the market 5 days. And finally, up in West New York, over at Grandview number 1, you have a 22 Ave at Port Imperial, unit 423, 1-bedroom, 1-bath, 923 square foot unit. List price was $599. It sold for $580. Cash purchase, on the market 31 days. Also came with parking for one car. Grandview 1 and Grandview 2 and 9 on the Hudson, which are all in that same neighborhood, were developed by Kovnanian. This building is located right next to the Hudson Club, which I just discussed earlier, which is at 24 and 26 Ave at Port Imperial. This is building 22 Avenue at Port Imperial. So located in the Port Imperial section, you had a one-bedroom here. This is built around 2004, 2005. Concierge building, outdoor pool, on-site fitness center, residence lounge, located not far from the ferry terminal in West New York, as well as the light rail and the bus to New York. And you're in this Port Imperial subdivision where you have Acme Supermarket, the Starbucks, you have a bunch of cafes, restaurants. So look, you don't have to go far. You do not need a car if you live here. Although if you had a car, it's easy to get in and out of the area along River Road. So this here, 22 Ave Port Imperial, 423, one bedroom, sold for $580,000. And next door, over at Grandview number 2, which was the second phase of this development, here you have 20 Ave Port Imperial, unit 425, 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,385 square feet. Another cash purchase on the market 36 days, sold for $870,000. The list price was $879,000, so it sold a little under asking. And this is in Grandview number 2, which is the last phase of the development. Similar to Grandview 1, concierge building, outdoor pool, fitness center, residence lounge, game room area, on-site management. They're both elevator buildings, very similar shaped buildings, located right on the Hudson River. And it looks like this was a western facing unit because this looks like it's facing towards 9 on the Hudson, which is another newer building in the area. Yes. So it's looking here's 9 on the Hudson, and there's a vacant lot here, which they're going to develop 2 buildings on that are coming soon called Vista Point. That's coming later this year. I'll be sure to talk about that as I have more information on pricing. It's developed by Toll Brothers, and it's 2 separate lots here on the Hudson that will be coming soon, new construction condominiums. I believe it's about 80 units or so. And this is sold over at Grandview 2 for $870,000. All of these buildings and news articles will be linked down below here on YouTube, as well as the weekly market snapshot. If you have any questions about the Hudson County real estate market, you can reach out to me anytime at walter@livingonthehudson.com or at 347-448-3766. Feel free to comment, like, or subscribe down below. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.